And we are live
And we're
again.
live.
Yes,
Welcome everyone again. We are super happy to have you, and we got a really great topic, but also our guest today is amazing. I mean, honestly, I'll introduce her in just a few minutes, but let's give people a few minutes to join because, well, we've got already like five, but generally we give like a few minutes. So in the meantime, I will explain the format. So my name is Ignacio. I'm part of the Kiflo team. I'll be your host today. And then I've got Tom, my colleague. He'll be the moderator. So basically what we'll do is you'll have a chat there where you can actually input your questions. And then our guest will answer those not at the end of the session, but during the session. Okay. So we'll have different subtopics, but you can ask those questions right now if you want. So what I will encourage you to do now so that you can check the chat and see how it works, just give us an idea of what's your current role, what's your position. Just put it there in the chat. What's your current role, your position, so that we can get an idea of who's there today in the audience. Okay, so we've already got like 7 or 8 people joining. So let's wait a few more minutes and then we'll deep dive. I'll introduce our great guest today and the topic. So here in the chat, let's see. Come on, don't be shy. Put there in the
Yeah, don't
chat.
be shy.
You need to
Tell
click there
us.
where it says chat. Olivia, hello, head of partnerships for a startup. Hello, Olivia. It's a pleasure to have
nice.
you. Who else is there? Tell us your current role and position so that we get to know a little bit better. Samuel, I'm an individual contributing partner manager at a SaaS company. Welcome, Samuel. It's a pleasure to meet you. Anyone else? Come on, just put there
Bharat.
in the chat.
Bharat says
Bharat,
hello, managing partner success for a SaaS platform.
Samantha, Director Partnerships at SaaS Workforce Management. Welcome, Samantha. Welcome, Bharat. Debbie also. Hello, Debbie. I'm a customer success at a SaaS company, but I'm in charge of partnership. Great, great.
Wow, very
Thanks
diverse
for
team.
for sharing that, Debbie, and welcome. Okay, so maybe one more minute and then we'll go straight into introducing the topic and our guest today. So we already got like 10 people live, which is amazing. Let's give one more minute. And again, if you're just joining, the format of the session today will be a live Q&A. So we have a great guest and you have the actually the ability to ask questions during the session, not wait until the end. Okay, so put there when you have a question, just put it there in the chat and then we get those answers straight away. Okay, so I think, Tom, that we can kick things off, right?
Yep, definitely.
Perfect. So today we've got a great topic: the human first approach, the best way to build long lasting partnerships. This is something that applies to pretty much everyone, also not even like in partnerships, like for everything that you do. So our guest today is Caroline Jacobs. She's a consultant. She has more than 28 years of experience in partnerships, and she also does coaching both for groups like in for companies and also individuals. So Caroline, it's a pleasure to have you. Welcome, and we are super excited for today's session.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here. So,
Nice.
yeah, I'm really happy to be here. It's an amazing. I mean, partnerships is always like KPIs and I like the human part of it, and I'm happy that I can talk about the human side of partnerships,
Exactly.
which for me
Exactly.
is important.
Beautiful. We love that. So before we jump, because we have a lot to cover, we have divided the session in 3 subtopics. But before we jump into those, we had a poll ready. So Tom, if we can bring that up, so
Yep.
we can assess. So, what are you currently struggling with when it comes to your partner? So, it could be establishing communication, not enough conversations, building trust, or I don't have any struggles. Which, if you click that, I don't believe you. But just give us give us an idea of like, okay, building trust, which makes sense. Um, let's give a couple of minutes for people to actually vote. In the meantime, Lokesh, hello. I'm a partner success manager at ACOP System Mumbai. Welcome, Lokesh. Thanks for sharing. come on, you can vote there in the poll. Just click and just tell us, what are you currently struggling with when it comes to your partner. So it could be, again, establishing communication, not enough conversations, building trust. If everyone's clicking building trust, this today you need to stay until the end because this is good. Not enough conversations. So it seems like there's a split between 80-20, building trust 80%, and not enough conversations 20%, which I believe that you'll cover everything today, Caroline. So maybe what we can do is just kick off with the first subtopic so that we can cover everything.
Okay.
Of course.
So
Um,
the first thing that we were going to talk is the mistakes that we all make when we talk too much. I'm certainly talking too much right now, so I leave Caroline, which
Time
is
to
the
give the floor
expert.
to Carolyn for sure.
All yours, Caroline.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell about listening. So anyway, talking too much. I remember in the start years when I started partnerships, it was something that wasn't known very well. You couldn't learn about it. You had to, do things with trying, failing, trying again, and I was always when I found a new partner where from who I thought, this is the best match ever. I started to talk, and explain what we did, and blah blah blah, and it's so good, and we have this, and we have that, and you'll be amazed by this. And I was really talking and talking and talking until this person, looked at me and was like, but that's not really what we're looking for. And I forgot at that time actually to ask the question, what is it? What would be a good partnership for you? What is it you are looking for? Asking questions about what their needs are. And then I noticed that that would be something that is more you'll have a better match with this partner because you can eventually think it's a good partner and talk a lot about what your offering is, but if this partner isn't having this offering in their portfolio, or their business their business model is not what you expected or what you thought, then you can talk all the time and trying to oversell and trying to uh, um, trying to achieve something that is what you want, but maybe not what the partner needs. So I learned at that time that it was more co-creating that you have to do. It was more thinking together, what's the best thing that we can do, what's the win-win-win with the two of us, how are we going to go to the market. Yeah, that was for me was a huge lesson, certainly, because he was really looking at me like, but that's not what we need, that's not what we want.
Certainly. And Caroline, I've got a question for you. And please, if you have questions for Caroline, please put it in the chat there. If you just join us, click their chat and just put the questions. Caroline will get those answers right away. So you mentioned something that it was interesting, which is like maybe jumping too fast into solution mode. Can you
Yeah.
can you explain a little bit more what you mean by that?
um, yeah, sure. When you find a partner that you think will be a good match, it's because they have kind of a solution that could match your solution. And what I usually did was like already creating the solution towards the partner, even though I didn't even know 100% what their solution was doing, but I had imagined it by reading their website or by reading some things, and I was imagining something that didn't exist. So I was directly into, this is the good solution, and this is how we're going to do it, and this will be perfect for the customers, even though I didn't even know what kind of customers they have, even though I didn't know if this would be something great. I was already, this is the best solution. This is it. Without asking the questions, without again asking first even to understand what it is that they're offering.
That's critical. And then
Yeah,
you also mentioned that this could be something that brings a lot of issues afterwards, because you can add a lot of partners, but if you don't do this right at the beginning, you end up with a lot of partners but not enough kind of like results or project, right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's also a thing I did in my first partnerships. It was like, okay, I'm responsible for partnership. Let's have a lot of partners. But at the end of the day, a lot of them weren't doing anything, or they just said, "Oh yes, okay." But if you don't create a conversation with them, ask them what they need to be able to sell our services or products, etc., nothing will happen. So yes, I did sign a lot of different partners, but sometimes there was even a mismatch that I didn't see because I was only thinking about signing a lot of partners.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense. And then you
yeah,
shifted, right? Because you mentioned that you did this often at the beginning and you learn from those mistakes, but now your approach is quite different. It's more simpler, right?
yeah. Now it's it's in the first place actually, being okay with the silent moments. People need to think about their answer before being able to give the answer. And very often, you don't like these 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 quiet moments, and you're like filling up the gaps of quiet moments. But this means you're not really listening. And that's what I learned during all those mistakes, is to really listen and give time. Some people need time to give a good answer, and let the silence be. It's fine. It's good. You don't have to fill gaps, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
And this leads us, yeah, probably to our next subtopic. Again, if you have questions for Caroline, please put them in the chat there so that we can get those answered. But I think that the concept of the second subtopic is it's critical, and I think that it's worth exploring this in depth. But it's the power of the first 10 minutes, right? This is something that it was super interesting when you explained this to me, but tell us a little bit more about how you approach this and the effect that it has.
yeah. Um, so thanks to my education, let's say, that I did on more on personal growth, communication, etc. In the later years, I understood that asking questions was actually was actually the best thing to do, even in your first 10 minutes. The first 10 minutes, if you're trying to sell something, they already will be bored, you know? They don't feel heard. They don't feel like, that I'm interested in what they're selling or what they're doing. And that's what everyone needs. People need to be heard and listened to, and you don't have to prove yourself. You just have to listen to what the people say, and I think that's the most important. So instead of saying, here's what I can offer, is just like asking the question, what are you trying to achieve? What's your purpose of partnering with me? Because we both want to partner, right? And if I can hear what this person has to say, first of all, this person feels great because they feel listened to. They're like, oh, it's important what I have to say, of course. And then you can adapt your story also to their needs. And then the other thing is, like, what would make this collaboration genuinely good, is asking that question, right? So I changed my approach. I wasn't going to prove myself anymore, and I just started to listen.
And what did you see? Because I think that what you're trying to tell us here is that you were going with kind of like, here's what I have to offer. And then you
Yeah,
shift it. It's just like, okay, tell me more about you. What are you trying to achieve as a partner of us? And then explaining kind of like, yeah, like going selling, you were going selling you what you had to
yeah,
offer. But then in this case, it was more related to, okay, tell me how would we collaborate together or bring value
yeah,
for them, right? That
yeah,
was the main shift, right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, we both in a partnership. It works both ways, right? It's like I have something to offer, and the partner will be a reseller or technology partner or whatever. But we both have something to offer, and the purpose of this partnership is to have this win-win situation again for both of us, and not only for me as a partner manager, what I used to do before, I needed resellers. I went to go and search for resellers. Here's a package. That's what you can sell. Here, please. And we can do some marketing, and that's a very good product. And you can do this and that and go for it. But I didn't know what their purpose was, what they wanted, like you know what they needed.
Correct. And going back to the original kind of like poll that we pulled there, which is most people here in the audience and also generally in the community, they struggle to build that trust. I mean, that's what
Yeah,
they're currently struggling. So I think that what you're saying also helps to build that trust, right? Because in a
absolutely.
way, you kind of like those 10 minutes, you show kind of like something you're listening, but people feel that you're open to actually listening to what they have to offer, right?
Yeah, that's it. And that's I think that's how you build trust. I mean, it partnerships isn't that easy. Everybody here is a partnership manager or even head of partnerships we have. So they all know that partnerships is actually the worst thing because you have to fight externally, but you also have to fight internally, right? You fight within the company for your partnerships, for help, for marketing, for whatever you have to, because very often we're really alone doing it. There's no big team or a lot of people or special market partner marketeer or whatever. You have to fight for your spot, right? So it is difficult and you need a lot of patience and but I think, and I'm definitely sure about this actually, is when you are listening to your partner, you're trying to understand their business and you're trying to co-create together. That's the way you create, um, you build trust. And sometimes telling something about yourself, saying stupid things about yourself eventually, um, telling something personal, asking personal questions,
Mhm.
maybe the one time they're late and then they say, yeah, because the dog was, and then the next time you're like, hey, how's the dog doing? Try to remember those small things, how do you feel? um, how's your sister going because they told something about it? Or how's business going? It's tough right now, really? Yeah, for me too. How's it for you? Asking those tough questions and listening and remembering. I think that's how you build trust.
So from your experience, Caroline, the the main purpose is not to impress, right? It's to understand.
No,
Like
understand.
you get the real kind of like trust when you get
Yeah,
that approach in terms of like not impressing, understanding or trying to understand.
yeah,
So I think that, well, I'm super curious, but we'll get that to till the end. Like that, what you mentioned about the internal struggle and the communication. I think that we got something for the audience also, and
yeah,
we'll share that at the end. But because you also coach, I mean, if you just recently join us, Caroline not only is an expert and has a lot of experience in partnerships doing consultancy, but also she's a coach, so she coaches teams and people in communication as well. So please stay with us until the end for a special gift. And also,
Don't be shy. Ask your questions.
Yes, I was
I
going to
think
say, if you have questions for Caroline, please put it there in the chat. Just click there. And if you recently joined and you didn't share with us your position or your title or your role, just put it there in the chat. But yeah, if there aren't any questions, we can move on to the next subtopic, right? Which is
it's an interesting one.
not taking yourself too serious, no?
Yes.
Why fun is part in partnerships actually it's a strategy. So I'm really keen to listen to this one.
Well, in the first place, I have a story. Can I tell the story?
Of course, we love
Yeah.
stories. Please go for it.
So I once was at a partner, and the struggle was heavy. I mean, they were always so serious and um, distant, and the conversations were always really so hard. It was really bad. Going to that partner for me was like hell, but I had to, because they did some numbers, and we built some kind of relationship. But anyway, at a certain moment I had to go and present our new products that we had. And so I bring the presentation on, and then all I wanted to show a little movie, but apparently I made a mistake with the link for the movie. And actually my daughter and she was very into little movies and stuff, right? And she we made a movie together, and I had to always jump from the table when there was a ha. So I was like under the table, and then ha, and then ha. And that was the movie I showed, and I was like, oh my god, stop, 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 it was the wrong movie. So I could. And I was like, oh my god. And they're always so serious, always well dressed, very serious, very harsh. And I was like, now I blew it, right? I made the biggest mistake ever. I blew it. And they all started to laugh, but I could die inside, right? And then they said, after the laughing was finished, they said, we really needed this. And everything changed. Everything changed. All of a sudden, the conversations were more relaxed, more open. And just because they said we needed this. And I was like, oh my God, phew, it's okay. It's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to do stupid things. It's okay to have a little joke here and there, because we're all human, right? And it's important also to make fun from what you're doing. It's I mean, it should be your passion. I know for partner manager, if they decide to become a partner manager, it's their passion. It's not because they have to. It's really a passion. So you should have fun doing it too. Make jokes, do stupid things. Yeah, just be creative.
That's a great story, by the way.
It's
Thanks for sharing
horrible.
that. But yeah, I mean, you should have fun pretty much with doing your job, right? Regardless if you're a partner manager. But I think that your story went straight to the point of like you need to actually break the ice, right? That's
Yeah,
exactly what the meeting or that partner needed. You needed to break the ice, and then the
yeah,
dynamic changed. It shifted.
yeah. Yeah, maybe they thought I was serious too, I don't know. Although I don't look that serious all the time. But anyway, maybe because of the stress of this partner, it was a big company, and maybe I thought I had to be very serious, and that's why the interaction was like that. So when I changed, like doing stupid things, they changed too. So I think instead of maybe it's instead of being scared because it's a huge company that has a well-known name everywhere in the world, like panicking because you're going there and you don't want to make mistakes, just make the mistake.
Yeah. Yeah, and
I
also
They're
going back
agree.
human.
to the also topic that we are all human. So that's the connection.
Yeah,
When you made the connection, it became real, and then you are kind of like building a stronger partnership just for having that connection, right?
yeah. And being honest about I made a mistake, just being honest about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, We never
Great.
watched the movie, the other one, just so you
S-
know. Yeah.
So, if you have any, or if you can relate or just have any stories, please share those in the chat as well. But if you have questions for Caroline, please put it there in the chat. She'll be happy to answer those. So, I don't know if we have anything else to cover, or we can move to what you're going to, or you have prepared for our audience, because it's a special something. We've never done this before.
No?
Nope,
No.
nope.
Okay.
So the
Any
idea here
questions?
is that Caroline is super happy. She's actually super. She actually does that for a living, which is basically doing these workshops for companies. People pay Caroline to actually do these workshops. So today she's happy to offer this for free for a certain amount of people. The idea behind it is that it will be a workshop. We have a specific date that we've set up, so this will be in a few, well, it's in January 23rd, and it would be at the same time, like 5 p.m. Central European time. And the idea is to have a specific, you can describe it better for probably Caroline, but it's a
Yeah.
communication
Yeah.
workshop, right? You're going to describe things that individually we can all change to communicate better, and then
Yeah.
assess those, because how others process the information will give you the idea of how you can adapt the message, correct? And then you are a clear communicator. But I let you explain the workshop, and then of course, if you want to join or you want to be part of this, just click there where it says join workshop.
The
You'll
city
complete,
button. Yep.
yeah, you'll complete a form, and then it will be on January 23rd. But please, Caroline, explain to us what's these type of workshops that you do, and how you can actually get a lot of, because again, there's a lot of value in these type of workshops.
Yeah. Yeah. It helped me a lot, again, with my conversations with partners. So what I did, I did a lot of studies, and the last, or one of them is, maybe you know it. It's called Insights Discovery. It's recognizing yourself through a couple of colors, and it's based on the Jungian preferences, Carl Jung, and they just put it into colors. You know why I like it? Because it's easy to remember. Because I have a preference for yellow, green, blue, or red. I mean, it's easy to remember, and everyone will understand what you're talking about. So what I'll do in this workshop is, for you to try and find your preference color from the four colors. We're going to do some exercises so you can choose some words and things, and that you can make up if what is your preference, and then I'll explain what the colors consist of, what it is. And what is interesting is that you can adapt to a certain person. You can learn by the way they talk, or by the way they react, or even when you look at their desk, you can already see what kind of person you have in front of you, and then adapt your communications to them. Let me give you an example. There's, for example, someone who's very analytical. We call them the blue preference. So they're analytical. They need proof. They need to check everything. They will never give you a presentation with one dot wrong in the presentation. It's always very neatly done, correctly. And if you know those people that are in front of you, you can adapt your conversation to them, right? Like, for example, again with the blue one, if you know you have a very analytical person in front of you, don't talk about, oh, the neighbor's doing it too and it's amazing, and they don't care about the neighbors or it's amazing. They care about how does it work, how much does it consume, etc. They need details about how it works. On the contrary, for the yellow one, for example, which is the contrary of the blue, they don't need all those details. They want to know if it's fun, if it's great, if your friends can use it, and if everybody can come along, then it's fine for them, you see? So this is what we're going to see and learn during this workshop, and you can adapt it towards your partners, which is for me something that was amazing to learn, and it helped me a lot.
And
Even
also,
though, yeah,
no, I was going to say that this also adapts internally, right? Because what you were describing in terms of like selling or having those challenges internally as well, if
yeah,
you are a better communicator and you understand how the kind of like the actual person is in terms of the
yeah,
style, you can adapt it, right?
that's yeah, yeah. There's people internally in the companies I work with that I talk to differently. There's the ones you need to talk KPIs. What's the number? Is it going to bring us, etc. And there's the other ones that are more technically involved. Other ones are like yes, but will it be okay for everyone? And then you talk just differently, and you make up your presentation to adapt to all the different personalities, so that you catch internally as well as externally, that you catch the attention of every different kind of person.
This is perfect.
That's
So
great. Yeah. And it's free. So, guys, you should
it's free.
not
Yeah,
waste this
it's free.
opportunity and should sign up right now.
So if you're
I already
leading
signed up.
teams, if you're leading teams, I did as well, but if you're leading teams, you're managing partners both externally and also internally with your C level, or simply you want to communicate more effectively, I think that this will help a lot of people. So yes, please do
Yeah,
sign up. Click there in the CTA, and then we'll share also the link. If you're watching the recording, you'll also get the link so that you can sign up. Again, this is for January 23rd, and it will be at 5 p.m. Central European Time. So this applies to pretty much everyone, and it's in a few weeks time. Okay, so I don't know, today the audience is a bit shy, but maybe they
Yeah.
yeah,
can maybe we can ask them something, right? And just see if
yeah,
they're still kind of like please put there in the chat, like, what do you feel about like the style of communication, how you interact with your partners? Would this be helpful for you? Because again, the idea is for Caroline to understand how to adapt
yeah,
this session. It would be also maybe related to partner managers and how to interact with the partners. So again, the you have a free consultation that Caroline is super happy to share with our
yeah.
audience. So
And maybe for the building trust, because it was like 70% of the
yes,
poll was
correct.
building trust. Maybe that'll help. I mean, I do hope it already helped a little bit today, but I'm definitely sure it can help
For
the
sure, for
23rd.
sure. Caroline, before we wrap up, any conclusions you want to share with the audience today? Things that you've learned or anything that you want to share? How did you feel today with the? It was your first time, right?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Honestly, it's my first time, so I was kind of nervous, and I guess I didn't tell everything I wanted to tell. But maybe we got a chance on the 23rd. If you have other questions, then
Yes,
maybe
We,
I can
we have a
answer them.
question right now
we have a
from
question from
Debbie.
Debbie,
Thank you,
right?
Yes,
Debbie, for saving the day.
Barat as well.
yes,
Bharat joined the workshop. Thank you, Bharat. But
Nice,
Debbie, um, okay, let's go with Debbie first. I'm new to partnerships. What's the best frequency for touch points with the partners?
great question.
as in the beginning, I think you should do it more often, like certainly in the beginning, because they're still looking a little bit for, they're searching, for how are we going to work together, etc. So I'd do it weekly, but then afterwards, let them give the pace also. Ask them also, right?
Yeah.
Ask them, tell them, if it's fine now, we'll do it weekly or bi-weekly. Maybe bi-weekly is enough to start with, and then you say, just let me know whenever you're ready to do it once a month or something, right?
Apply what you learned today, right? Like listen to what they say, ask
Yeah,
them questions, and then
ask them.
what will be the cadence? Typically, it's like I agree with you, Caroline. Like at the beginning, probably often, but then
Yeah.
one at least once a month, the touch point it's good.
Hmm.
Great.
And then we have another question from Ronnie.
Ronnie.
So Ronnie says, I agree with everything you explained, but there is always still a personal match, and sometimes it doesn't match at all, even if all the other parameters are great. How to tackle this best?
Yeah, yeah. I think again, it's something you could discuss. I know it's not easy, but I think you should open the discussion because there might be something. Sometimes I heard that in a company where a person left the company and was replaced by someone else. All of a sudden, all the colleagues didn't like this new person, but this new person was genuinely good and nice. But he felt some, you know, and actually, it's just it wasn't him. It's because the people were like missing the old person, and then they not directly but indirectly didn't really accept this person. And as soon as you open the discussion, you understand that it's not the person, it's the situation. So I should discuss it.
Yeah. Or you can play the video that Caroline played, right? Like just put that movie
I'll send
and
the video. Yeah.
if you
Ooh,
join the workshop, Caroline is going to share that movie, so you can just apply it. Ronnie,
yeah.
by the way, you need to join the workshop. I think that that will help you a lot. So thanks for the question,
I
and
hope this
thanks,
gives you
Caroline,
an
for the
answer.
answer. Yeah, cool. Do we have any other questions? If you have any questions before we wrap up, just put it there in the chat. And thank Ronnie. Sometimes hard to discuss this in the beginning.
That's
For
true.
sure. That's true, and it happens to all of us, Ronnie. But I think that, well, Caroline, as she said,
Absolutely.
this can be worked, and you can just improve that by just putting some work from your side and then just adapting to the message to different styles of people. So
Yeah.
please join the workshop.
It can
Um,
change. It can change,
it
really.
can
In the
change.
beginning, sometimes, really. In the beginning, it's very harsh and difficult, and there's something like, but then if you talk to the people 2 or 3 times, it can change. So be patient. Maybe
Yeah,
it's not that typical open person and they need time. So just be patient.
correct.
Debbie
Debbie
has
has a
another
follow-up, right?
question. Yes, exactly. So she's asking, do people typically give special gifts to partners? If so, what kind?
Back in the days, it was done, yes. But now it depends on your budget, of course. So I can't answer that actually. It's yeah, like a bottle of wine or something or whatever for the Christmas. But it yeah. I don't think it's really
Maybe
happening a
a
lot
gift card?
anymore.
A gift
Yeah,
card, maybe?
I can help you
Yeah.
with this one. I think that in some
Ah,
cases, yes, but also it depends on the culture. In some
yeah,
cultures, it's just like
you
something that
can.
it's often done, and in some other cultures, it's seen as like a no-no. So you
Yeah.
just need to understand also that. But like as Tom said, or even Caroline, like
Mm,
a gift card could work. We've done it also, or even in some dinners or events, it also works with partners. Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
face to face
There's
works
another
really well.
question. Yeah.
Well, it's actually from Thomas. Unfortunately, he won't be able to join the workshop on the 23rd. It's a bummer, Thomas.
Maybe if they register, you can share the recording afterwards. We haven't thought about that, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
that's
that could be an
true.
option. Just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
sure.
exactly.
if you cannot make it
Register.
till the 23rd, just register and Caroline will record the
Yeah.
session and then share the
And I'll
recording with
send.
the ones
Yeah. And
with
then
the
Exactly.
you'll
full
have my
workshop as
email
well.
address. And if you have questions, you can email me.
Perfect.
Don't worry.
That's
Great.
that's another plus. So Thomas,
I'm a
please.
giver. I can't.
You're good, Caroline. You're good as partnerships. You understand that you need to give in order to receive. So that we love that. Cool.
Perfect.
Do we
I
have
think it's time to wrap up.
we need
I
to
don't
wrap up,
think
yes. If
Yes.
we have
I
Okay.
any
don't.
other questions, just put it there. Or if not, join the workshop, and then Caroline will answer all your questions during the workshop as well.
Almost. You will be there, Ignacio, because you have to help me to answer questions like this, right?
Yes, Tom and myself will join as well. So,
Okay,
because we
Of
really want
perfect.
to,
course.
yeah, we really want to have the core, but also we'll help with the questions and everything. So, yes, you will be part of the
Exactly.
session.
Perfect.
And
Cool.
I
So,
think Thomas has
yes,
a
Tom.
one final thought. It's great. We're not here to worry about things, just get stuff moving.
We love that,
Right?
Thomas. I think that that's a
Yeah,
great way to wrap it up. And I think that
Thanks,
exactly.
we
Thomas.
want all, yes, we want to thank everyone, the audience that participated. If you are watching the recording, you can see that you can participate live and get your questions and answers. So that's the beauty of participating live. And also, Caroline, thank you so much for doing the session today, but also the workshop and everything that you're planning to give to the audience. We really enjoyed it, and we are thankful for having you today.
Thank you so much for
Definitely.
the invite. I enjoyed it. Oof.
You broke the
Nice.
ice. You broke.
Yeah,
This is just the
next
beginning for
time will
you.
be better. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
but anyway, thanks again,
Thanks.
everyone. If you're watching the recording, thank you as well, and we'll see you in the next one. We have a lot coming for in the future, and also please join the workshop and make sure that you register. We'll share the recording of the workshop as well, plus the recording of this as well. Every session gets
Yeah,
recorded, and then we share the recording
perfect.
afterwards.
Amazing.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
Thank you,
we can wrap
everyone.
it up. Thank you so much for everyone, and see you in the next one.
See
Bye
you.
bye.
Thank you.
Ciao,
Bye
ciao.
bye.